And I think it's very important for everybody to be engaged because that everybody's on the same page.
It's about, who's willing to change gears at the right time.
Go out, go have fun, and just take it to them.
For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler. It's time for the first edition of the Ryan Lewicki Show in 2026. Currently joined by Wheeling University head baseball coach Ryan Lewicki. And Ryan, guys are getting ready to kick things off this weekend with a trip down south. Talk about the team overall and kind of how they've been looking in the preseason.
Yeah, I would say with this group, it's a lot of new. Obviously last year, tough year for us probably as a whole. Worst year since I've been here. So I think this year getting started was just kind of a breath of fresh air, 27 new guys in, 28, whatever you want to call it. And it's been a really good kind of reset fall and into early spring. I think when you have 27, 28 new guys and you keep, 10 to 12 guys from last year's group and some guys that have been here for a few years, the culture and the standard is still here. It's just now teaching, learning what new guys can do well. Do they fit our system? Right, and bring that culture, that family, and that unity back together again with a big new group. So it's been a roller coaster ride. It really has for the last 6 months. It's been long. We haven't had a field. We've had to deal with that all fall. But this group, they've been good. They work. I think the effort's been great. The attitude's been solid. I think they're still trying to figure out where do they fit, with all these new players. But I think the standards stay the same, and now we're just excited to go play baseball.
And with your new class of 27, a lot of experience coming in, a lot of seniors, juniors, redshirt freshmen who have played in upper divisions. Talk about what that experience brings to your program with all those guys being new.
Yeah, I think, again, the bright side is at least playing college baseball isn't going to be the shock to them. It's just going to be another opportunity. I think, again, it's just getting acclimated into the new system, the new league, playing with new teammates, new style, and just, everything's new to them. But I really think this group's, yeah, they're old, they're experienced. I think we'll start, this weekend with probably playing 6, 7 senior-type guys who have been in college 4 to 5 years. We'll have a few younger guys sprinkled in there as well on the offensive side of things. Pitching, we'll at least have 2 starters this weekend that'll have thrown both 30-plus times in their college career. The other being, a guy who was at least through 30-plus innings last year. So, the experience piece is good. Now we still have to go out and execute, find some success, handle failure, and at the end of the day, try to win a weekend.
And looking at some of the guys who are back starting on the offense, you get Brett Johnson, who won his All-MEC award. He comes back in the outfield. Talk about his leadership and kind of what he's growing with this year.
Yeah, Brett's been good. He's a captain this year. He's done a great job. When you get rid of as much as we did last year and you only keep 12 or so players, it's tough because you kind of lose some of the foundation that you've built for 6 years. But Brett has been one of the few, kind of cornerstone guys that has kept the standard from years past into this group with all these new guys. And, he had a tough fall. Wasn't probably one of his best falls, I'm sure he would say, in the sense of numerically and statistically for baseball. But he'll still start opening day. He'll still play center opening day. He's, battling a few injuries here and there, but the guy is coming off a really good campaign, and truthfully, a year where we think he can actually be a lot better, going into this spring. So he'll be one of them. The offense is going to be completely new, a lot of new names, a lot of hopeful big pieces into this offense. But I also think we have a lot of depth. I think that's the big difference from a few years to now. Years past we were stuck with 9 or 10 guys that were going to run them. I mean, we got about 15 guys in our offense that we think can help us in some way, shape, or form, whether that's offensively, defensively, pinch hit, whatever it is. The offense, once it gets rolling and gets clicking, it can be really, really talented, we think, down the road.
And looking at your starting rotation, led by Sebastian Kahn, All-MEC award winner last year, first-year starter last year. Talk about how he's grown in that starter's role and kind of attacking it for full-time this year.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is he's healthy, right? Last year he has the meniscus tear early in the fall. Not even sure if he's going to make it back for the season. Works, gets back, gets, I think, 7 starts, give or take somewhere around there. 40-plus innings last year, pretty much all conference stuff. So it was good to see him get healthy last year as much as he could and get to play, and start and go into that role for him. Now this year, it's just he's healthy, and the arm looks good. The body's a lot better. Legs are holding up. I mean, he's the ace of this staff. Seb Khan is truthfully a top 5 arm in this league and maybe a top 10 arm in this region. So he's just going to be a piece to this puzzle. But for us to have success, he's going to be the guy that's going to have a workload. It's going to be heavy. And with this staff, it's a lot of new. You lost Cody McCarley, was a 3-year starter. Wes Landis was a 2-year starter. Jaden Wilcox threw almost 60 innings for a one-year guy for us. Like, we lost 150 innings into our starting rotation last year. It's a lot. So I think it's the biggest question mark, without a doubt, moving into this weekend. Where does our pitching staff as a whole kind of go from here, right? Who fits what roles, who can get outs, who can, kind of just pitch to contact and be simple. So I do think, it can be a good staff. I don't know if it can be great yet. We'll see, but we like where we're going with them.
Currently joined by Wheeling University head baseball coach Ryan Lewicki. And Ryan, out in the bullpen, you returned some guys who've done some late inning work and some long inning work. Mason Fenwick, Brock Elliott kind of leading that group. Talk about the bullpen and what we can see out there.
Yeah, it'll be a question mark just like the front end, right? I mean, Seb's the big name, and Fenwick's back, and Brock obviously came back, and Tomoki, Jitsukawa. So there are some familiarities, in that bullpen. I think the biggest thing for us still is figuring out where does everybody fit, right? And not just the returners, but you have a lot of new pieces that we're still trying to figure out. Like Chris Sauer, last year was a hitter. Now has turned into a PO kind of guy for us, right? He brings some life to that bullpen. You have some other guys like Tyler Mendez who, statistically can be really good if he's on from the backside, right? We got a few other guys like Luke Walter. Where does he fit? He's a transfer that was a starter, could be a pen guy. Where does he fit? You still got a lot of lefties like Lamont, Wells, Stang, all these guys that come into situational matchups. So I think it'll be a tough managing job on me. I think my job is going to be to figure out who fits where and who does what well for us and who can help us get outs. But there are options, and I think that's the bright side. We have a lot of good quality options. I just got to figure out where do they fit for us to be successful.
In this opening weekend, guys traveling south take on USC Beaufort. Talk about Beaufort and kind of what they're bringing to the table for this opening weekend.
Yeah, the scary part to them is anytime you get a new head coach, that excitement just changes, right? A program's it gets a start over, and I think that's where they're at right now. New head coach, they returned 4 to 5 guys in the offense. All 3 starters on the weekend are back. They've played one game, and it was yesterday in a midweek, and what do you know? They walked the team off 8-7-1. So, again, it doesn't matter years past, just like us, right? We're coming off our worst year since I've been here, right? But it doesn't mean any dictation for this spring. We got 28 new guys. So I think for them, it's the same thing when you look at them. Yeah, they're coming off a 9-10 win season in the Peach Belt, new head coach, new players, and they found a way to win game 1, right? So I think for us, it's simple. We have to play our game, right? We have to try to limit the big innings on the defensive side and make as many routine plays as we can, play for big innings on the offensive side, and just try to win game 1 to get yourself set up to win a weekend. It's the goal. So we're excited. We're excited to go play. We're excited to get to good weather. Just at the end of the day, we got to find a way to win a weekend.
And finally, talk about your players' excitement just to get back out on the diamond and start playing real games here in the spring.
Yeah, I think it's big because this group, the expectation's big, right? Coming off last year with 14 wins and, going into this year, picked dead last in a lot of things because of the year prior. I think this group, being older, being mature, coming here for the right reasons to this university and this program, I think they're just ready. And they're ready to not only prove, I think, to themselves that we can be back where we should be, which is a team, consistently competing for not only a conference championship, but top 10 in the region. I think this group wants to be the team that gets us over the hump to that hill. So I think they're just ready to play. I think they have done a great job in the 3 weeks back from break. I think they're ready to play. They're ready to get outside. And I think they're just hungry. And they're hungry to have an opportunity to showcase what we really can do this year in 26.
Thanks, Ryan. Good luck this weekend. Can't wait to see you out there.
Thanks, Zach. Appreciate it.
For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler.
And I think it's very important for everybody to be engaged because that everybody's on the same page.
It's about, who's willing to change gears at the right time.
Go out, go have fun, and just take it to them.